Right now I want to show you how to install a RAM motorcycle reservoir mounting base onto a Suzuki 400 SM. As you can see here, I've got the handlebars in front of us, and what I want to do is remove these two bolts and put on this RAM-B-309-7 base. All of the 309 series mount the same way, so this is going to be universal for all of them, and the differences are whether you want to put another ball here or not. But this is the system, and I'm going to show you how to put it right here. So first, let's zoom in on this part and take a closer look. So obviously the first thing we need to do is remove these bolts here so we can put the 309 series into the same place. But what I'm going to do is I'm just removing one of the bolts first. And the reason you want to do that is so that the top bolt keeps the clamping of the reservoir onto the handlebar. Because if you remove them both, the whole thing will then come off. Now that we've removed the bolt, what we need to do is get the bolts that came with the 309 series and just find out which one has the right thread type. In the package for the 309, there's two sets of bolts with a different thread on each set. So what you do is you just get the bolt and match it up to the groove on the existing bolt that came out of the reservoir. This one doesn't match because the grooves on the bolts don't fit into each other. This one here we put in and it matches perfect. These just sit in each other's groove just right. So that means I've got the same thread type. So get the bolt that has the same thread type, and what we want to do is slip on the washer that came with the 309 series. Now we need to take our 309 base, and then we'll slide the bolt through there with a washer. And then we need to put on the black spacer, which I've done there. You can see there's a black spacer. Now what I want to show you is now we've shortened that bolt down. Now it's the same length as the bolt that I just pulled out of the reservoir. So that's pretty good. That's why you put all these spacers and parts on. So now we need to put this bolt into the bottom thread hole in the reservoir here, the one we just pulled out. So I'm just going to tighten that up with my finger and then get an Allen key here and just tighten this up. So we've got a grip. So now what I'm doing is I'm just clamping this base in so that I can undo the top bolt. So I've always got something gripping the reservoir here. So now I can take this top bolt out. So just take this guy out. And what I can do is now repeat the process on the top bolt. So let's do that. So that's how the 309 system fits onto your bike. Very easy, very simple. As I said before, you can get a different system. You can have a ball coming out here so you can mount a couple of things at one time. So now we put an arm on here. In this case, I've got the small arm, which is the short arm. And then we just need to get a system with a ball on the back. So I've got here the Garmin GPS. Put the ball and socket together here onto this GPS and onto the mount. Tighten up the arm, and there we have it. The GPS is good to go. The cable here needs to be installed obviously, but that's what comes with it. So let's zoom out and take a look. So as you can see, the Zumo's on there nice and tight. I've got a short arm here, which just gives it a shorter reach, but that's actually what's included with the Zumo if you buy it with the Garmin GPS. So that's on there. Now we can easily swap that out or take it off, and I'm going to swap it out and show you the longer arm with a different GPS. So let's take this one off of the bike, and I'll grab the longer arm, which is this one here, so you can see how much longer it is than the shorter arm. This is a 3-inch, this is a 1 3/4 inch. So this one has a spring in it, so I can just clip that in there. And I've got here the Garmin Nuvi 550, and we can just tighten it up. So that's how some GPSs will go on your bike. Now it's just a question of how you want to mount it. Bring it forward, bring it back, whatever you need to do. Let's take a look at a couple of different things mounted on the motorbike. The other big selling devices I want to show you connected to a RAM-B-309 is the self-leveling cup holder, which is this little device here. So what I've done is I've put the standard arm back on. As you can see, I'm just going to put it over the side a bit here. And there you go. That's the self-leveling cup holder. It has a pivot point at the back here, which will always let it get level. Then it has a pivot point forward and back. I've got a drink in the koozie, and that's it. She's good to go. So that's how the self-leveling cup holder looks on a RAM-B-309 series. And then the other device I wanted to show you, which is also a very popular one, and I reckon I'll go back to the smaller arm for that, is the iPhone cradle for the 3G. So that's it here, with a diamond on the back, giving it a ball. That goes right there. Get your phone, clip it in, and now you got your iPhone at easy reach, and with just a flip of turn of the knob and a flip of the cradle, you can get it landscape or portrait very easily. So you can use the GPS on that, or whatever function you use when you're on your bike. So that's it, the RAM-B-309 series, shown how it connects to a motorcycle and with a few accessories connected on.